wonderful to have all of you here. May I first, at the very outset, welcome the CCI president, who herself has created a slice of history this year because she's the first woman president of CCI. Madhumati Lele, please join us. May I also request Shishir Hatangdi, former Mumbai captain, to join us on the stage, looking very dapper. May I also request Dinah Edulji, who's our guest of honor today, to also join us here on the stage. Come, ma'am. Yeah, why don't you join us? She, in a way, showed the way for many women cricketers over the years. So please do join us, ma'am. And may I welcome our star of the evening, someone who is who's broken every record there is in women's cricket, bowled more balls than any bowler in the game, played more than 200 internationals for India, and has a remarkable story that is now going to be captured on celluloid with Anushka Sharma playing her role. Please welcome our guest speaker for today, Jhulan Goswami. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure in having all of you here on this very special occasion. Today is a special year in more than one way. It's the 10th lecture, so we've completed a decade. It is importantly for the first time that we have a woman who is addressing this gathering, which is fantastic because we've only had men cricketers so far. And I think it shows just how far women's cricket has come, that we have a woman cricketer. They had 45,000 people watching the match the other day at D.Y. Patil Stadium. And probably women's cricket is the next big thing in Indian cricket. So to have someone who's been part of that journey, and I'm sure Shishir will get more on that with her when they are in conversation. It's a conversation, not just a lecture. And also, of course, as I said, for the first time, we have a woman president at the Cricket Club of India, so we've broken all glass ceilings this time. In fact, this event would not be possible without the help and support of the Cricket Club of India. It is in many ways still the home of cricket. And in the last 1 year, we've seen IPL matches being played here. We've had women's internationals played here. And with great credit to the cricket secretary, Sachin Bajaj, we will now have Ranji Trophy matches also played here. So so thank you very much, Sachin, for all the support that you, the executive committee and the managing committee of CCI have given for this event. CCI, as many of you will know, is a very special place for my father. And he and Raj Singh Dungarpur and others would sit every morning for breakfast. They would have scrambled eggs and mint tea and talk cricket, including Diana would often join them, as she was, and Melba toast. And they would sit every morning. My father scored his first Test 100 here in 1965 against New Zealand. Okay, double century. Okay. Okay, so, but either way, it was his first century that he scored for India was at the Cricket Club of India. I also want to say that the reason for having this is to see so many of you here who've all in many ways been part of his life, our life, and importantly, cricket in Mumbai. To see a legend like Padmakar Shivalkar here today is... For those who don't know him, he won more matches for Mumbai than anyone else. And that is the truth. And he was a terrific singer. And he and my father and he and my father played cricket together from the late 1950s. So that's a long time ago. A word also for Shishir Hatangdi, who's very kindly come from Ahmedabad. He was campaigning for Mr. Modi till a couple of weeks ago. And has finally been allowed to get away. and come to Mumbai, which is his original home. He is a former Mumbai captain, and certainly being in Gujarat has improved his dress sense, as you can see. But wonderful to have him, and he will be, of course, in conversation with Jhulan Goswami. There are many people, of course, behind the scenes who make this possible. Sachin Bajaj will have a vote of thanks at the end and introduce you to all of them. I also want to thank my mother, who's a driving force, in a sense, behind this lecture. And I'll invite her at the very outset. She's got some gifts to give to the president of CCI at the very outset, to our guest of honor, Diana Edulji, and of course, to Shishir Attangdi and Jhulan Goswami. You can walk there. More? You have two more for Shishir and... For the lady first. For Jhulan first, right? The CCI would also like to make a presentation to Jhulan Goswami. May I request the club president to give a memento on behalf of the club, which has been such an integral part of this event. And we also have a cricket cap of CCI, which former captain of CCI, Mayank Khandwala, would present to Jhulan Goswami. As I said, this event spans about 50, 60 years, because the faces here are people who either played with my father, were part of Wilson College. There is Mr. Nandu Amonkar, who I think told me that they played in 59 in the Wilson College team. The only condition Nandu had to come here was that he would not give a speech. Because we were threatening him that he would have to come and say a few words, at which point he was threatening to leave. But there he is. And there are cricketers from different generations who've come here, and particularly the 60s and 70s, when Mumbai incredibly never lost a Ranji Trophy for as many as 14 or 15 years, from 1959 to 1973. And I remember my late father would always say, out of all the things that he had done, his most special thing was that he was never on a losing side over 14 years of playing for Mumbai, which was pretty special. But, there are people whose connections build. Mr. Manjrekar's daughter is here, and I know that my father told me that whatever he learned from the game, a lot was due to Mr. Manjrekar, who was an incredible cricketer. So that's why we bring this together, and it's great that all of you make the point to come here. We also mentioned the women cricketers. This is a special day, as I said, for women cricketers, and a lot of them are here, and so that makes it extra special. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all very much for coming. As I said, this time it's not just a lecture, but a conversation. We'll then open it up for questions also. But the floor is completely left to Shishir Attangdi and Jhulan Goswami, who I can tell you is the most wonderful person you can hope to meet. And I will end actually by just saying a word about her. The first time I met her was about 7 years ago. We did a program together, and I just heard her story. And if you've heard Mahendra Singh Dhoni's story and that makes your hair stand up, Jhulan's story is even more creditable, because she has traversed an even longer journey in many ways to reach where she has. It is one of the most incredible stories of Indian cricket, and whenever you speak to her, you get a sense of someone who, for all the stardom that she's got, her feet are firmly on the ground. And when she was lifted a few months ago by her teammates at Lord's when India defeated England in that last match, I think it was a tribute to someone who has exercised such an enormous influence on so many young men and women, young women and men, with her terrific performances on the field. So, Jhulan, thank you very much for being here. You've come from Kolkata. He was released by Narendra Modi. You've been released by Mamta Banerjee. And both of you have been given a chance. And since you see, in Maharashtra we are never sure who's the next government. So here we don't have a problem. But in Bengal and in Gujarat, we know exactly who's forming the government. So it's easier, it's more difficult to get you all from there. So thank you very much for making the trip from Kolkata. The floor is open to Mr. Shishir Hatandi. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajdeep. To Nandini, Sagarika, Rajdeep, Sonali, Taimur, Ishan, Tarini, and Aman. This is for you all because I hope I was asking Rajdeep today that this legacy must go on, and I think it's the onus is on all of you all to take it forward because it's also a congregation of friends and who we want to see, but we can't see. And of course, today is a special day because I have Jhulan with me. And Jhulan, I will speak a little bit in Bengali because he's been telling me about my Ahmedabad connection, but he doesn't know I'm born in Calcutta. And we probably live very close by. I live in Baliganj. So we'll start, but this is a very inspiring story. And I'll just speak 2 minutes before we get into a conversation. To be coming from, the dusty district of Nadia and Chakda, Floodlights of international cricket has been just one of those stories that are inspiring, not only for every cricketer, for every human being. Coming from a Bengali family, a middle-class Bengali family, the first thing they want is, learn Rabindra Sangeet or learn Odissi or Padashona. But cricket, my God. And I read somewhere, we'll start with that journey, Jhulan. That somewhere I think your Barama, your grandmother, was instrumental in giving you this direction. So we'll start from there and go on to from Streetlights to Floodlights. Please.
Always been pleasure to come to CCI Club and thank you so much. And I cannot forget her name is Diana ma'am. Because of her, we start able to play cricket because they are the pioneer of women's cricket. Few of them were sitting there with Rose ma'am. And thank you so much for your contribution for women's cricket. And I just started. I just started playing sports because first. I'm a big fan of Diego Maradona. Same time, after 2 years, I saw World Cup, 50 overs World Cup. I saw Sachin Tendulkar sir, first time, and since that time, I thought, cricket is everything for me. I used to play cricket in whole day, and not to go to the school. My main, it's like that there was an ad in. They eat cricket, sleep cricket, drink cricket. It was actually happened to me. I used to study in between my books. I used to how to play cricket. My cousin brothers, there's a small library in Chagda. So my cousin brothers sent me to for him. I saw there is one book of Sunil Gavaskar written, My Idols. I just quietly take that book. I told him that भैया वो books available नहीं है. Next 7 days के बाद वो available होगा. And I quietly I that book. By the time he come to know that I'm lying to him. But that is who I am. I was absolutely fortunate that my family was always support me. although initially they don't know anything about women's cricket because they don't have any idea what's going to happen because Chakda, there is no facilities for girls to do the professional. At the same time, if I want to play, then I have to travel to Kolkata, and that was not a safe journey because it's such a young age, and when you know, coming by local train every day, and you're going to miss schools, and that was not a easy challenge for my parents. So initial days, yes, there was. I went to saw '97 World Cup final. I was a ball girl. I saw Belinda Clark win that World Cup and take a victory lap, and it was full house. It was full house, Eden Garden, and then I realized if I play these sports professionally, I have to play. I have to represent my country. Come back from that match, and when I told my parents, it was like atom bomb was in my house. Just you're mad or what? And that is how the things happened. And it was initial 6 months was a tremendous challenge for me to taking passes, go to the Vivekanand Park. It was difficult task. Initial 6 months.
We'll just hold your thought there because, when we were having coffee this morning, she made a very good point. She said, if ambition and desire are your goals, then, you don't look at your struggles. You look at the cricket as a comfort zone and you don't remember your struggles. And I think that is a fantastic statement. It's so real, it's so true. But Jhulan, tell us, obviously, there was a defining moment in that journey that started and that came with your coach, Sapan Sadhu. Because everybody requires that one defining moment. And, taking a train for 2 hours, 5 o'clock in the train, 7 o'clock Sialda to Vivekananda Park. You have to get there by 8 o'clock. Then again, after practice, and the influence, of course, came from playing in your pada, with your cousins and being the ball girl, playing kancha. We did that kancha today and you're still good at it. That kancha is goti marbles and she can hit the marbles. So, that's where her spot bowling came from. That's where she could hit the right areas. So tell us about that defining moment that really started that journey for you.
Initial days of Vivekanand Park when I come to coaching center. So I was very irregular in coaching center. And the first day, my coach, Mr. Sapan Sadhu, found me, that a lanky girl who was coming from village with a salwar or scarf. And nowadays I don't wear all those stuff, but those days I used to wear. So she found out who's this girl, is so tall and lanky and absolutely village kind of attire. And whenever she started bowling in a good high arm action, and he thought, that this girl's. I never saw such a high arm action for girls. So from that day onward, he started following me. He started giving me all those inputs. But unfortunately, because of my irregularity, he was getting annoyed to me. And one day he said that you just get out from the ground. If you are not coming regular basis on time, then you. I was little tear in my eyes. I said, sir, my parents not allow me to come to the ground. Why? I said, they want me to do the study. And actually that was a crucial time. The board exam is going on and I am coming to Calcutta and doing practicing. That means whole day you are spending. By the time you reach home, since morning 5 to evening 4:30. So you miss out entire school session. So definitely it was challenging for family. And obviously coming from middle class family, so definitely money is a big thing. Buying those passes, tiffin, then cricketing gears. It was challenging for my family. Then he said, okay, you'll go to I'll go to your house one day. I said, okay, sir. Then that day, I'm surprised in the evening, he's come to my house and he was just a lot of stuff. And he said to my parents that give me 2 years if she did not represent Bengal. That was a Bengal under 19. if she did not represent Bengal, then she'll come back to house and she'll do the study. She'll not come to the ground. I think those 2 years, I realized that what is exactly required and how to be disciplined and single session and never been late. Always on 7:30 on the spot on the ground and our last person I used to बाहर निकालती थी वहाँ से those days I used to do the carrying all those matches, putting those nets because ground stuff was not available all the time, so we used to do all the stuff and since there that the journey began and I enjoy. I'm very fortunate enough to God that I found that man in the right time who taught me the right things in the right time, the discipline, the most important thing as a human being to learn the right discipline thing.
And as you went along, this is where I've read a bit about that journey and as you started. In 5 years, you played for India since you started. So, I mean, that deserves an applause because you 5 years is not a long time. In 2002, and that's when your journey started. When you, small town girl entering the dressing room, obviously you have these big city bullies. We call them, at least where the city I come from, we bully everybody. So, did you in any way find that, or were people accepting, or did you have to face that as an obstacle? Because these are things that actually are a reality. So, tell us a little bit about adapting to people.
Before I entered I was fortunate enough to represent Air India at a very young age. All those stalwarts those days, Purnima Rao, Anjum Chopra, Jain, learn how to become a professional cricketer because before that we don't know anything about professional.
Yes.
For that, I don't know anything about professionalism and all those stuff. I learned all those things. But at the same time, if you are talking about the bully and all those stuffs, that was not important things. Yes, I was because coming from Bengali family, coming from this village, yes, I was issues speaking in English or Hindi. Still, I'm struggling because the Bengali always speak in a Hindi in their own terms and condition. So I think Rajdeep sir have many experience. Whenever I saw he is taking interview of a lot of people in Calcutta, he also faced those kind of stuff. I don't want to take those names.
You see, when Bengalis say he, they mean she, and when they say she, they mean he.
That was the biggest issues I faced, but at the same time, that was I never take it anything seriously because I know is my role is I know what I have to do, what I have come to Indian team because from the first day I know I have to represent my country and I don't know I'm going to play for 1 year or 20 years or 5 years, but my aim was at least play for one match for my country and उसमें विकेट का कॉलम पे एक विकेट होना चाहिए. Otherwise, I'll never going to forgive myself. So that was my aim. And whatever people said, whatever they bully, I think Diana ma'am was also knows she was a selector when I was entered the Indian team. I never care about things. I just be in my own zone and I used to enjoy whatever is coming, whatever way I can learn.
आपका जो रिकॉर्ड है विकेट्स का, उससे पहले डायना मैम का है थर्ड हाईएस्ट विकेट टेकर है टेस्ट क्रिकेट में. बट मैं आपसे बात बिग हैंड फॉर डायना टू बिकॉज़ शी इज रिकॉर्ड प्लेयर. सो आपको एक बात पूछना चाहता हूँ कि 2009 से आप सबको বিবাস এখানে ব্যথা করছে এখানে ব্যথা করছে এখানে ব্যথা করছে ওটা কি rhomboid muscles. I just heard about that first time from you. এখানে rhomboid muscles. I just heard about that first time from you. এখানে taping until when? So how did it happen? I mean, I want to know because I think this is an inspirational story.
I am 2007. I'll come back to 2007 when I won the ICC award. Everybody was praising me everywhere. I suddenly become a household name and people are giving me a lot of importance. And one day quietly my mom told me, and everything is over. I said, oh, fair enough, you have won the ICC award, people are recognized you, they felicitated you, everything is fine, but make sure that you've done something for women's cricket. I said, means, and she never talk all those things to me, very quiet person. She said, no, you have to do something for a new generation that people should remember women's cricket, not you as a ICC award. People should remember the women's cricket that done something in world platform. I said, okay, ma, I'll try. But later on, after a few months, I realized, I think something she said very important thing. I said, people have recognized me, but nothing is there for in our team. Nobody talks about our team. Nobody take care of our team. And that's the 2009, I thought I'll retire. But from there onwards, the challenge in my life or goals are different. And nothing with individual. I realized that if this team want to win the World Cup, then कुछ होगा women's cricket के लिए. Otherwise, will be always been ऐसे रह जाएंगे जो आए खेल के गए, but World Cup नहीं जीत पाए. And since there onwards, my dream was win the World Cup, build a team. And injuries is part and parcel of medium pacer. इसमें कोई ये नहीं है, हर्ष नहीं है. And yes, if you play so many years, you will go through a lot of injuries. My journey in a match days, especially my journey started from physio room around 6 o'clock, taping in my ankle, shoulder, elbows, every part in my body I stepped it up to make sure that I can give my more than 100% on the field. So, bus is 38 o'clock. For me, it was 1 hour I'll take for taping and all the stuff. Then I'll come to breakfast quickly. I had breakfast and go to the bus.
It's a very interesting story that you talk about, when you were given status of the ICC.
ICC award.
You mentioned to me today that, it somehow distracted you because you kept, tell us about it. There's a lot of young people watching, they should know that statistics are only a part of the game and it's not everything. So you talked about something interesting. I want you to, because it's a great message in that.
Well, that was a very new stuff. ICC was doing it, and after ICC award, they're starting women's bowlers ranking, batters ranking. So obviously, I was the first one bowling ranking. They give me the ICC golden armband, all those stuff. And after that, I was just keep following all the stats. Who's the number one? How many points is required to be number one? Now, after 6 months, I realized I'm not focusing in my bowling. I was just focusing in my statistics and all those parts. And I realized if you want to play for India, don't think about all those ranking and all those stuff. Your job is not to represent as a country. Your job, you have to win the match for the country, either as a bowling, batting, whatever way. Then, obviously, I stopped following all those things and just keep training, make sure that whatever way I can contribute and try to give my more than 100% all the time. And preparation, I give a lot of time for preparation. If you're not prepared enough, you cannot expect a good result. So I stopped following all those data and focus on my preparation.
We're driven by data today, and sometimes it's not a reflection of what you're doing, in terms of preparing. You captain 25 games, 3 years. Take the fast bowler. This is India captain. Give us a little bit of experience. I mean, and being a bowler, obviously there's a tendency to worry about over bowling yourself, under bowling yourself. Did you adjust to that role as a leader, or were you happy doing it? A little bit about that. India has always appointed batsmen as captains.
I think Kapil Dev sir was a World Cup winner as a bowling captain, all-rounder. But again, bowler, then... Yes, but bowlers, then batter. But I think I was the first person and in 2008-9 who don't want to be captain of Indian team, because I feel that time team needed better, some seniors are there, so they should lead the side, not me. But somehow selector believe on me that I should lead the side. I try my way, try to give enough importance to my youngsters, and I picked few cricketers during that time, and I tried to give them a lot of support, including during that time Harman, Poonam Rao, Trish Kamni, Veda Krishnamurthy, all of them, they are debuting during that time. I used to give them enough pace to settle down, but unfortunately, things does not work. My thing was you have to build a team, because 2013 we were playing a World Cup at here in Mumbai, but just before the World Cup they thought that I am not good enough to lead the side, and I said, okay, no problem, no issues on that. You can remove me from the captaincy but not from the team, because I know I have my ability to be in the team. But there is a lot of issues are there, a lot of things are there, because मेरे हिसाब से टीम में जो यंग लड़कियां थे, मैच विनर प्लेयर थे, उनको इनफ टाइम देना चाहिए था, इनफ कुशन देना चाहिए था, मैच टूर्नामेंट के पहले उनको सेटल होने के लिए उतने टाइम देना चाहिए था. बट सिलेक्टर्स हैव some other plans, and it was not working in the right direction, so I thought you can remove me from captaincy. So I did not enjoy much, because it was not a place like me to be there, because I'm very straightforward, and I'm here to represent country, not represent myself. So unfortunately they did not understand that concept, because for me my team come first, and for that I never compromise with those players, because they're the real match winner. But unfortunately those players are not there, and after 2017 those players become your real match winner. So you can understood that.
250 plus wickets from you. Maybe captaincy was something that was not a priority, but we got you knocking opposition over, and that was what we all Indians are very proud of. Tell me, this was when you became captain. I want to know what happens in the dressing room and all. You know, like हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है कि senior आते हैं तो पाजी बोलते हैं, sir बोलते हैं, पहले सर होता है, फिर सर डाउन होता है, फिर सैरी डाउन होता है. आपके ड्रेसिंग में क्या क्या बोलते हैं आपको, आप सीनियर हो तो?
No, but I am very close to all those youngsters, so I never had the issues, because I always thought what I learned from my seniors, I try to pass on those battle, and those youngsters are very close to me. उल्टा वो लोग ही मेरा ले के रखते हैं हर टाइम. ये यहाँ पे उल्टा है, including all those youngsters, but yeah, I'm very close to them, give them enough pace, try to share my experience, make sure that they settle down, they should not feel any pressure. If they have any issues, they should trust me, rely on me, then I can help them. And because initial days, always those youngsters feel hesitate to talk to them, but I go to them and talk to them, make sure that they should feel comfortable, they should feel comfort zone, and I just told them just go enjoy, and winning and losing is our responsibility, that's not your responsibility, and you go enjoy and have fun. Whatever things you learn, this is the best way to learn, and nobody is going to question you, and if people question on you, just finger हम लोग की तरफ दिखा देना, हम लोग देख लेंगे.
This is a great statement. I want to finally, towards the end, talk about your fantastic farewell that you got. It was, for us, every Indian was the romantic of the game. We just loved to see. But after that, you mentioned something like one of your biggest regrets was not to live the World Cup. ऐसे कुछ बोला था आपने? हमने तो सुना था. इसलिए क्या गिले शिकवे थे आपके, जरा हमें भी सुनाइए.
मतलब एज ए क्रिकेटर आप चाहते हो वर्ल्ड कप जीतना, एंड आपका वर्ल्ड कप में ही सब कुछ है, बिकॉज आई स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग cricket, watching Belinda Clark winning that victory lap, and unfortunately we couldn't. 2017 we are very close, but not able to win that World Cup. And 2021 or 22 also we did not play well. But 2017, it was a great journey as the Indian team. We create a certain landmark for Indian women's cricketers, upcoming cricketers, and things have changed from that time. But you earn a lot of things, but I have all the trophies in my cabinet, and except that World Cup. But आप सब कुछ मांग नहीं सकते, सब कुछ मिलता नहीं एक जीवन में. आप मेहनत करते जाएंगे आगे, ये लड़कियां और मेहनत करेंगे, वर्ल्ड कप जीतेंगे. आई विल बी द हैप्पीएस्ट पर्सन दैट टाइम.
Not the squashies or the results in the after years. It is the men, the women cricket maker, I will add, and women, all in our minds, in our imagination. You will live on forever. And
Thank you.
Because we made a great impact. एक हमारे दोस्त ने कहा अमेरिका से उन्होंने लिखा है राजदीप को कि what was it being a woman cricketer 20 years ago experiences. He's most interested कि आप जो ट्रेन जर्नी करते थे उसमें क्या क्या आपको ताने लगते थे, क्या क्या सीखा आपने. You have to go back a little during those Sialda days, to from Chakda to Sialda, because he's written and he's asking these 20 years ago कैसे था, how was that, and then somewhere.
Well, Chakda to Sialda train journey, it was fantastic experience. When I'm जो चीज सीखा है मैं जिंदगी में, I don't think so I haven't learned anything. All those old ladies are fighting for a daily life, and we are so lucky enough, coming from such background and not to think about anything, just go there and play, enjoy your cricket. But those old ladies are actually fighting for दिन का 2 time का खाने का, and they are happy. They are enjoying each and every day. They never complain that they are traveling so much since 5 o'clock to evening. So all those things I learned, and that's helped me in my cricketing field. And before 2006 BCCI लेने के पहले भी बहुत चीज़ें हमने फेस किया है. Staying all those dormitories is not up to the mark, and unreserved compartment, sitting on a next to toilet, and putting all those newspapers, sitting and having fun. But honestly speaking, we face a lot of stops. Sitting on the last row of the aircraft for 10, 12 hours traveling. Again, you're sitting next to toilet. So, but one thing was there always, the passion and love for the game. That's never changed. That's never compromised. And, each and every moment, I think उस era में जितना भी लड़कियां क्रिकेट खेले हम लोगों के साथ या हम लोगों के पहले, कोई कंप्लेंट नहीं था. अनरिजर्व कंपार्टमेंट में है या डॉर्मेट्री में रुके हो, एंड ऑफ द डे सब एक ही चीज चाहते थे, जस्ट गो देयर एंड प्ले गुड क्रिकेट, एंड दैट वाज द मेन थिंग. एटलीस्ट वी आर इनफ फॉर्चुनेट इनफ दैट वी एबल टू प्ले क्रिकेट. नहीं तो अगर हम उस टाइम अगर फैसिलिटीज के वजह से क्रिकेट बंद कर देते तो हो सके इंडियन क्रिकेट आज चालू ही नहीं होता था. So I never had any issues with all those things, but at the same time, I was again little fortunate enough that very young age I joined Air India. So I used to travel by flight most of the time. So unfortunately, our Bengal teammates or some other teammates, they used to travel by train. Even I know many stalwarts in our Indian team. They come from Indian trip and done extremely well. And they're going by unreserved train in their respective places. Those things also happen. So, ठीक है, but हम लोगों को कोई complaint नहीं था. We never complained for anything else. We just wanted to play good cricket. And after BCCI also took over, we never complained for anything else. Only we just want little support. And we know we have a talent. We know we have a capacity to win the big trophies. But we just need support. And that's the thing. That's all.
अभी थोड़ी a Bengali. It's the birthright of every Bengali to like cham cham, rasgulla, gugni, kosha mangsho. Now, as a fast bowler, was this a part of your existence, or you said चलो ये side में रख दो अभी जब तक cricket खेलेंगे?
Initial days everything was a part of the life. That those days तो team में trainer भी नहीं होता था. So we don't know anything about good thing as bad things. We just want to eat whatever ways सस्ता जो भी सस्ता मिलता था उसको लपेट लो और ढूंढते रहते थे मामू, कुछ भी खाओ, मामू ढूंढते रहते थे एंड फ्री में खा, कहीं मर्जी खाना खा लो, बस वही चलता था. बट लेटर पार्ट ऑफ द लाइफ, when we little bit earn monies and all those stuff, so I definitely have a professional dietitian. And so according to my health and blood report and all those stuffs, I cut down a lot of things. I give up mostly everything. You know, as a Bengali girls, not having rice and sabji, it was something different. And having bajra roti, it was taxing for my mom. She said that exactly. Many times he said that तुम जो भी करना है बाहर जाके करो, घर पे आके अपने हिसाब से चलना है. And I used to fight with her. No, mom, I want that. You want me to play well, then give me all those things. Then quietly she used to try. But again, honestly speaking, if you want to be healthy, if you want to play professional athlete, if you want to take care of your body, if you want to give more than 100% all the time on the field, then you have to give up certain things, because otherwise you cannot survive such long, and you'll get a lot of other issues that kind, you'll go there in the ground, but your recovery process will be very slow, and that might hamper your commitment.
And now that you said goodbye to play, now with women's IPL coming on and you're the mentor of the Bengal team, there is a huge road to travel as a mentor, coach, and carrying the on to the next generation. Is that something that is coming in the next few months, years? Or are you looking at it? Watching us.
At this moment, I'm enjoying working with the Bengal team. There's a lot of fun. A lot of young cricketers, very talented group over there, and enjoying spending more time with them and sharing my ideas. And at the same time, definitely it's going to be exciting year for women's cricket. You know, we used to wait for since long time women's IPL. Finally, it's going to happen. And I'm definitely looking forward for women's IPL, and I'm sure that this is going to change Indian women's cricket. And because I always believe that if you have to improve, you have to beat Australia. If you want to create something different, then you need a good domestic circuit. And I think after women's IPL, definitely our domestic girl will get a lot of benefit from that, because they're going to look after well, and they're going to earn a little bit of money, and they're going to plan their schedule properly, and that's going to evolve women's cricket.
Because historically, Bengal में जो क्रिकेट खेलते हैं, कहीं न कहीं पॉलिटिक्स में तो जाते हैं. लक्ष्मी रतन शुक्ला है, तिवारी जी है, और दादा
कोई नहीं है.
दादा भाई पता नहीं, पर कहीं ना कहीं है. मुझे तो आप अभी नादिया से हैं, वहाँ प्रचार वगैरह कुछ?
नहीं, मैं पॉलिटिक्स से बहुत दूर रहती हूँ. I don't follow. I just enjoy my life with cricket, and if I can contribute for something for women's cricket and something else, I'll be very happy. Politics समझते ही नहीं है यार. Bowlers को इतना politics नहीं है.
Today when I was coming from the airport, I heard this superb song by Rafi Saab and Hasrat Jaipuri. Sinsgiri, wherever you are, तुम अगर यूं हमें भुला न पाओगे, जब सुनोगे गीत मेरे, संग संग गुनगुनाओगे. Thank you, Jhulan.
Thank you, sir.
You have kept back and you've given us so much joy. We'll have a question-answer session if anybody would like to ask any questions. But thank you so much. You've been a true inspiration, a great story, not only for cricketers, but for anybody who wants to fight obstacles and move on.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
The president wanted to have a question. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you, so what was the attitude of the men cricketers towards the women cricket, and have you seen the attitude change now? Because when you see the kind of crowds that this last tournament India-Australia got, I mean, it's at par with the men's cricket. And I hear the BCCI is also now having parity in the payments. So what has been your experience?
Well, I never had any kind of issues. Whenever I used to practice with the boys only, and I never had issues. But yeah, initial days when I used to play tennis ball cricket, that was a different story. But when I started playing professional cricket, I never had issues. I used to get a lot of support, lot of respect from those counterpart. And but yes, I'm very happy that way BCCI come out and give the same amount of pay scale for the girls, but because these girls are deserved, and I'm sure this is going to be the landmark for Indian sports, because I believe that जिस तरीके से BCCI आगे आके ये पे स्केल को सेम किया है, इंडिया में बहुत सारे ऐसे अदर स्पोर्ट्स है जहाँ पे women's sports athlete को उतना support नहीं मिलता. I hope other association, other federation and their counterparts को भी इतना ही respect दे, उतना ही अच्छा facilities दे, and that's going to be change Indian sports as well. That is my personal belief.
Done? No, I want to ask you about that. There's a movie coming now. So before I go, my Bollywood Kida. You have to. I know you won't say anything, but she got an action as good as yours.
And me.
If she picks up as many wickets as you. Shakta Express coming soon.
Thank you.
We'll get audience questions. There was some yes. Yes, go ahead. If there's a mic, we'll give you a mic.
Many congratulations, Jhulan madam, for a wonderful, fantastic career. My question is, don't you think Indian women's team should play more maximum matches in England and Australia to tackle, to win the knockout matches in ICC tournaments?
Well, I think our girls are playing more matches against England, Australia, New Zealand, and there's an ICC tournament also going on round the clock, because every team they used to play, ICC championship. They have to go through playing each other. So now, earlier it was less, but now to every year you are going to play with every team except Pakistan. We don't play, but other teams we play. And ICC event definitely. I always believe if India need a good, strong base, strong platform, then we have to win the ICC event. I think where the girls are preparing, I'm very much hopeful. In next year, February, there's a T20 World Cup in South Africa. I hope they do well and they win the cup for us.
One of my regrets is, I did not see, and watching women's cricket, I did not see Jhulan bowl as much in Test cricket because she averages much better in Test cricket than white ball cricket. And was it 12 Test matches, which is really, I think over a 20-year period, it's not what I want. I would like to see more Test cricket for women's cricket, because 5-day cricket ultimately is the real test. And with years coming on, I think Test cricket will be also an important part of women's cricket, not just white ball cricket, because hopefully we'll see a new Jhulan Goswami in the next decade come on, and you can mentor her to be the Jhulan Goswami. Before I end, you sacrificed a lot. I got something for you, that with not eating gulab jamun, cham cham, I thought, this would be a right time. Now you can go berserk, Jhulan. Ektu khena, amader rashmalai, apnar jone niche, not for me, just one bite. You have to have this. This is only one bite.
Sir, nowadays if you are doing mentoring or coaching, you have to ज़्यादा fit रहना पड़ता है youngsters के लिए, नहीं तो they will not come to you and ask you for anything. So thank you so much भैया. सर को दे दो, मेरे तरफ से एक मिनट.
देखो एक है ये रख दो वापस, साइन जुल्हन का होगा, हाँ? अभी बहुत सीरियस हो गई वो, ठीक है. Yeah, any questions, please?
Yeah, such a feel-good atmosphere. Thanks. Well done, Jhulan. But this question, I don't know, something is wrong with the Indian women's team and the head coach. Purnima Rao, Tushar Arote, W. Raman, Ramesh Pawar, Rishikesh Kanitka. How do you explain this? Do you think if you had had some stability there, you would have retired within 2 World Cups?
Well, it's a very important questions, but it's very difficult at this moment for me to comment, because I'm not part of the dressing room. But yeah, I think is down the line you have to settle down with that something in a good plan and a vision, and whoever is there, give them a full time, give them a full support, and then you judge. And I don't know why those decisions happen, but I'm also like you. I want to see that a settled coach, settled support staff is required for Indian women's team.
Just an additional to that, do you think this would have happened without the women, some of the senior players taking up the matter with the board that they don't like the coach?
I'm not aware of that. See, honestly
so many
speaking,
coaches won't come unless
honestly speaking, in 20 years, I think some of the BCCL officials is there. I ever go there and complain about any coaches and any support staff. I always go there and complain for facilities. I always go there and ask for. I need more domestic matches. Like, our domestic girls are not getting enough facilities. I always complain and told them, the board officials, that we want to travel on a business class. And to say we need a measure in the team. All those things I used to ask. I never said that we don't want this coach, we don't want that coach. That is how I was not there in decision making things. So they don't like my face to decision making stuff. Yes. That was the biggest things happen for women's cricket. You know, whatever facilities, whatever lifestyle we are getting today, whatever facilities across the India, in the domestic cricketers and our Indian cricketers, and thanks to BCCI, the amount of infrastructure they have in our country, we are fortunate enough go there and do the training. Those are the most basic priority stuff, and we used to get all those things from our respective state association. And that's the biggest things happen in our cricketing career. I hope वो पहले अगर हो जाते तो इंडियन क्रिकेट और बेटर हो सकता था. जो इंडियन क्रिकेट की ग्रोथ बहुत स्लो प्रोसेस में हुआ है, वो पहले अगर होते तो और पहले हम लोग वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट की नंबर 1 टीम बन सकते थे.
One question. Thank you, Ms. Goswami, for everything that you've done. This question is on behalf of my 9-year-old son. He wants to know, up till what age should boys and girls play cricket together?
I think it's not. You cannot judge by the age or anything. You just when you want to start, you can start. Probably after 10 or 12 is the right time. And at the same time, when you're not enjoying or not getting fit, then you can retire. It's absolutely individualistic. You cannot force anyone to play a certain thing, or you cannot force anyone to do certain thing. It's just that person love and passion towards that things. If you are love for the sport, then go ahead and enjoy, and whatever sports has been. And you cannot judge by one sport. In a young stage, you just play all the event. That is how your muscle will grow. I believe that because I used to play all the other events like football, badminton, volleyball, athletics, then cricket. Whatever seasonal sports used to happen, I used to play with them. Then at the age of 12 and 13, I start playing professional way. So.
Yeah, I want to. My name is Praveen Barve. I'm the one who working together. I want to go back to her question. How did the male cricketers treat it? I think those days there is allergy, even for Diana also. When I
Can you excuse her?
There used to be allergy.
Getting that award, purposely. Am I right? And I called her up in the morning. I said, Diana, congratulations. How are you? She said, you are the only man cricketer who has congratulated me. I used to joke around. Diana, you got allergy for the men. Similarly, the men. Even the MCA was not willing to take the women's cricket under their wing. ECHL far away. But when ICC decided to bring the MCCA and women cricket, that's when the things changed. Things are changing. Slowly it will come. Now they are at least providing facilities equal this thing, and now they have come at least somewhere near the level of the men. So I think things do not have that dark screen. They will definitely do something. Unfortunately, we missed the 2017 World Cup, but things are changing. The Indian captain has made the record. She has made the record. Diana had the record till the time she was playing. So, out of the bad days, good days are coming. I don't want to talk in terms of Modi, but good days are coming.
But maybe Diana,
That's the answer to our friend Hatali.
but maybe Diana can tell us what it was like with in those.
Come in coaches, we used to go in, they used to stay in 14. They had better facility. They were having the railways good. We were going in by air at the young age of 19 church. So the things are changing. It's good for the women's cricket. And one more thing. Starting the age of what age you should start. Today I have got somebody just got the award, Brahmacharya award. He is coaching a 5-year-old boy. I mean, the age is not the criteria. I think you can start at age. Age is not a criteria, but we have today tournaments under 10. We have tournaments under 12. We have tournaments under 14 also. So sooner grew, I think it will be better. And the same thing is required to be done, as she said, for the women cricketers also. Women under 12 tournament, under 10. Under 12 tournament has
Under 15.
Under 15.
Regarding the question what the president asked, how the men reacted to us, I'll tell you about when we went to England for tour 1986. Both the men and the women team were there. It was a good experience. Mr. Gavaskar was there, Kapil Dev was there, all of them were there. They came to watch a game where we were playing. And the English girls were shocked. They says, "Are you sure that they come to see you all play?" I said, "Yes, we practice together. There's no harm." Saying, "Here, impossible the men will even talk to us." So we never had a problem with the men. There was no allergy. I'm sorry. If allergy was there, it was more with the administrators. So
that was what you told me. You are the first one to congratulate.
you must have been, because you are early riser, I'm told. So the others must have been still sleeping and this thing. But no, I did get messages from Mr. Dalmia. He was the president of the BCCI then. I have a great letter from Mr. Raj Singh Dungapur also. I have those still on my record. So I have never had a problem with the men cricketers. I've had problems with the men administrators. And when I became an administrator, Professor will bear me out, we got along very well. And we saw to it that women's cricket got its due. And 2017, let me remind Jhulan, that was the turning point for women's cricket when we came into the World Cup final at Lord's. If we had won that, nothing would have this thing. But I'll tell you, I fought in the BCCI boardroom to give them an award for getting into the finals. I know the office bearers that time were absolutely against it. I rang up Professor who was in London. I said, "We are giving 50 lakhs each to the players for entering the final." And that time there was a question put to me, "What if they win the finals?" I said, "We'll double it." It's as simple as that. But also, one thing that happened after losing that final, it was something which even we went to the Prime Minister's house, Mr. Modi's house, for a cup of tea. And I've never seen a team being appreciated for losing. That was the turning point. And women's cricket has gone up. As Jhulan said, we need to settle a few nuts and bolts in the team, especially with the support staff. Once we get that, I'm sure we will crack the ICC trophy.
I think she's got a point. But cricketers, the men cricketers had an allergy because, you know, we were very scared of Dinah coming to the nets. because she would force herself and we would say, "अरे यार ये आके हमको हमारा confidence क्यों आपने बोल दिया?" Talking about it, you can't play Diana. She's beaten you in the air. She's beaten you off the wicket. So, and the Tatas used to practice it. I would say, Diana, I am if you want to.
Shishir, I'll tell you one thing. I was bowling for the Indian men team, and I was bowling to Pathasarthi Sharma. You know, unfortunately, he's no more. But I beat him, and Sunil behind started singing. Dundo, dundo, de sajana. No problem. That is the thing, and I love bowling, and I've got Rajdeep stumped.
She's been reminding me that.
Thank you so
reminding
much.
me for the last 35 years that she got me stumped in the nets.
राजीव सर, इसलिए आपने उनका आपके बाजू में बिठाया.
Congratulations, Jhulan,
Thank
for
you.
what you've done for women's cricket. Tell me, what was the reaction of Nadia when you went back home? All the resistance that you faced from the family and what your family may have got there to support you. What was the response? And wonderful for your mother to go on to tell you what can you do for your team. Absolutely.
But I think, honestly speaking, Chagda and Nadia is very close to my heart. Where they always support me, always take care of me, and the later part of the things they start providing the cricket academy, cricket facilities for the young girls. Coming from different areas, because Nadia district is a very close to border area, the Bangladesh border area. So many of them they're not able to travel to Kolkata for a lot of restrictions, and there's a lot of other areas also there. So it was quite difficult for them to come out and go to the Calcutta. But now every districts have their own cricket academies and they do the training over there. And at this moment in a Bengal, most of the girls are coming from Nadia districts, and our new Bengal captain also from Nadia districts. That is how the things has been changed in Nadia districts.
Mawa Moitra is your MP.
Acha, okay. Okay.
One final question.
It was wonderful hearing your story. You mentioned that at one point of time in your career, you did not. But in today's modern day cricket, when we have so much of data, so I wanted to know how the Indian team is using the data, if they are, and I mean, are they to make strategic decisions as well?
Absolutely, we do spend a lot of time with the strategic things, and we have a strategist coach, and they give a lot of data and all those stuff. That was required for making the right tactical things and the strategy. That was required. So modern days cricket, you need all those stuffs. Otherwise, you cannot plan properly. But at the same time, you cannot be relying all the time with data, analyze all those things. I was just talking about the individualistic things, like individually how much wicket I have taken, how many overs I bowled. All those things is not required, but it's important that if you want to get some quality cricketer out, you need to know which are the strongest areas, which are the weaker areas, where you can plug and get her out. So you need to discuss all those stuffs, and for that you need those video analyst stuffs and the coaches to support you and give you all those details, because those are the very important data for the cricketers nowadays.
Just one last thing, man. I think the Indian, especially with BCCI, whatever they have been doing, there was one suggestion which you would like to give to BCCI, which would come down to all the associations in India which are part of BCCI. What could be those two things to take this forward at this juncture where you have stalwarts from admin, media, and some of the right people who will take it forward? The game for the betterment of developing the women's cricket.
One thing I will suggest, sir, the more cricket we need, and give enough time, enough importance for domestic cricketers, because those are the most important area where you will get more budding cricketers, and you have to support them, give them a little bit of good facilities, take care of them, give them a little bit of money, increase their matches, all those stuffs. That is the most important area, and I always give value for those domestic cricketers, because those are the important players who come and replace the new players. So if you have very good domestic structure, then your cricket will grow faster. That is how men's cricket also grow, that is how Australian cricket grow, and Indian women's cricket also need that.
From Chakda to Chakda, from Streetlights to Floodlights. Jhulan, you have been a true inspiration. Thank you so much.
May I now request Sachin Bajaj, Mr. Cricket at CCI, sorry? Lord Sachin. There's Sachin Tendulkar and there's Lord Sachin.
I was also called Sachin without the Ferrari in the past. On behalf of our President, Executive Committee and the Sardesai family, I'd first like to thank all of you all for coming today. It's good to see such old faces like our own former Vice Chairman of Cricket, Mr. Vasudev, Mr. Halbe, Professor Shetty, who's been a mentor to a lot of us over the years, Paddy sir, Praveen Barve, the great Mr. Jayantilal, who used to run the under-19 fitness training with Mr. Vikrant Rambe at the back, who was a star student. Nadeem, thank you for all the support you've given us for the event. Our CCI Cricket Committee, which has supported this wholeheartedly, from our cricket staff, Samir Patankar and Sanket, from our catering staff, Pratmesh, Rajni, Alvin, and the legendary Kundan Singh, who's been around supporting cricket for a long time. I'd also like to thank MYY Sports for covering this event today, and for all of you all who have come here today to support the event that the club does, and we work with the Sardesai family to take forward Dilip sir's fun message and getting people together. God bless all, and see you all next year.